Comedy, censorship, and consciousness. These are the themes that took shape in the second season of the podcast. And as some of you may know from the first season's brief summary, I am on a journey to rediscover my sense of humor, my reason to live, to love, to laugh. Now, those three words are so often used as some mantra hanging in a cheap frame of some family home bought from IKEA or something, or some beach house for tourists. So you might think that I'm using these words for their alliterative power, because it always does sound nice when words wind and weave with wondrous whimsy. But for me, they are a necessary destination after the event. Oh, whether it was indeed amnesia, or confusion delirium, some psychological trauma, or spiritual apotheosis reminiscent of the abyssos, the bottomless pit which I had to crawl out of, my very own Sheol, this dark and dreaded existence after death for disobedient demons. Whatever the event was, I need a compass, and I need my journey's end. That's right! Cheers. I'm drinking wine, by the way. It is so easy to die when feeling completely and utterly abandoned by the world. And so, yes, to live, to love, to laugh is a necessary direction for me. Some might say that all these things exist within, and it's true. You should find these things inside of yourself before looking for it in others. I never thought I'd become one of those nerds who quotes the Bible, but hey, I've quoted Lord of the Rings before, Star Wars and Star Trek, Jaws, Austin Powers, and I've even quoted the Teletubbies, so I'll gladly say I'm no longer ashamed to learn from this ancient text. Perhaps I never cared for it before because of the negative connotations attached to it, because of people who used a book as a weapon. I mean, if that's how you use it, I think you're doing it wrong. Reading scripture should be done with the purpose of transformation, not to self-soothe or to convince oneself of a particular theological, social, or political outlook. No. So here goes. Right, here's the quote. Okay, getting ready. If you build it, they will come. No, wait. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. No, Rosebud, no! Wait, I swear I remember the quote. Here's looking at you, kid. No, come on, stop it, pay attention. I see dead people. That's not the quote I wanted to say, although sometimes it does feel like I actually see dead people. The quote is, the kingdom of God is within you, Luke 17:21. Now, why am I saying this? Because we're the universe, baby. You and I, me, the orator of this podcast, and you, the listener, me in the space where I live and record this episode, and you, my audience. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are, at home, on a train, walking around in whichever corner of the globe. 22 different countries now involved in subscribing to this podcast. And maybe English isn't your first language. I mean, it isn't mine. How exciting is that? We're all made of atoms. Is my point. We're all made of this universe. We're all in this universe. And so if you want something, surely it can be achieved because you are the universe. Now, I'm sure there's caveats and challenges along the way, but I believe it. I want to live, love, laugh again. And not like I once used to, but even more. And so in this episode, that will be my focus. Welcome to Art of the Covenant. My name is Eric Lampaert. Supposedly. Now, every episode so far has been written with the occasional ad-lib, unless a guest was involved, at which point the intro and outro were, but the rest was conversational guesswork. Well, today, seeing as one of my major goals is to laugh again, and that supposedly all of that exists within me, I will engage myself in a stream of consciousness. Now, what's that, you might wonder? Well, stream of consciousness is when you allow your brain to speak aloud with no filter. No filter! Ooh, naughty. A chaotic group chat with no moderator. Thoughts, memories, ideas, emotions, visions, all sharing a voice. It's a raw, unfiltered flow, a non-stop monologue that connects one thought to the next, often in ways that only make sense to you. It's a mental jungle, you know? I might trip over a few roots, but I might also discover some hidden gems. Oh, El Dorado, insights, creativity, emotional truths that I didn't even know were in there. Ooh, It's a way to process thoughts without judgment, a tool for creativity, and maybe even a free therapy session. And why am I doing this? Well, I'm a little tired of taking myself so seriously. So I'll focus on comedy, and I will not censor myself. The 3 C's, and no, not Comedian Cinema Club, wink wink, but comedy, censorship, and consciousness. Now, before I begin, so that I may have a compass in this chaos, my goal is to find my way through with a question in mind. What is to be of our future? Not just mine, but of ours, the world. And I will attempt to construct a reality with the presupposition that we only live once, and that when we die, it's the end. Like a literal end. Not the version in which every tomb is also a womb. I'm talking about the end. Finito, caput. Blackout, curtains closed, never to be seen or heard of again. And the reason I make this disclaimer is because, well, it's hard to calculate an infinite life. Believe me, that's exhausting. The event planted a seed in me of an identity capable of transcending all the layers of infinite consciousness. And now, sown in my mind, it's taken roots in ways that I am finding difficult to remove. I hope this seed is blossoming into something beautiful, rather than some weed I have to pull out with the help of, I don't know, Christopher Nolan and his Inception team. So I wonder, must I be careful with my words? I hope not. Sometimes I say some utter nonsense that I hope doesn't come to fruition. Maybe that's why you need a good editor when making movies. There's that word which some people dislike, manifestation. Basically, it's having an idea and doing the work to make it happen. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be associated with those people always ready to read your aura or the stars, man. Even when you didn't ask, they just have to tell you. Armed with quartz and good intentions, but no grasp of personal boundaries, perpetually aligning and realigning themselves, even at the checkout line. Obsessed with energies and making sure everyone else is too. You know what I'm talking about. A bit performative in their spirituality, but they've got the crystals to prove it. Now, they believe in burning sage because that can solve anything from bad vibes to Wi-Fi issues, and they blame Mercury retrograde for everything, including your skepticism. And their version of peace feels oddly aggressive. These kale and kombucha connoisseurs that won't stop until you taste their fermented truth, astrology aficionados, overzealous oracles, crystal crusading, chakra chasing cosmic charlatans, vibe virtuosos, incense insiders, mantra machine groovy gurus. Now, I'm being a little judgmental there, and I apologize. That's not very fair, considering some of that describes me. What? I like to light some incense and burn sage in my studio apartment because I have 2 cats and I am in an aromatic battle with their constant shitting. I don't want guests coming to my place and scared that they can't tell me they've walked into an asphyxiating cube of ammonia. Like, 'cause I don't actually know what I smell like. Like, I hope I smell good, but, I'm always near me, so therefore my brain will get used to my smell. I don't know if I smell good or if I smell like death. This is my home. It has to be feng shui, and that means occasionally lighting a candle and filling the air with sandalwood smoke. So before this stream of consciousness, let's pivot to manifestation. Think of it as a cosmic Amazon wish list, except you don't just add to cart and wait. No, it's a practice of focusing your thoughts, feelings, and intentions on what you want in life, and then aligning your actions to make it happen. That's all it is. You get specific. No vague requests like, I want to be happy. The universe isn't Siri. Get specific. For example, with me, I want to continually land acting jobs so I feel fulfilled and financially secure. And then I visualize it. I picture myself in that request, feeling those emotions, faking it till I make it. Like I've already won the life lottery. It's not magic, it's psychology. Your brain starts looking for opportunities and solutions because you're primed to do so. Oh, Oh, I already have all of this that I just asked. Wow. Oh, so many jobs coming my way. Thank you. Oh, who's on the phone? Hello, Tarantino. Thank you very much. I will accept the job. Um, I will say, by the way, that all of this can feel like magic sometimes, or like you're in a machine of some alien technology that's high up on the list of Kardashev's scale. Manifestation isn't just about hoping the universe hands you success, it's about focusing your energy, taking risks, and staying open to possibilities. It's less about asking for what you want and more about becoming the version of yourself who makes it happen. In short, dream boldly, think deeply, act decisively, and maybe keep a vision board handy for good measure. It's nice to remind yourself of your direction, a compass. That's why I had to drop the caveat in this exercise, which I'm doing in this episode for this one life, because I've considered and believe that life could exist for us eternally, and that's why years later I'm still exhausted. It drained me of all my mana. I've attempted to rewire my train of thought back on the tracks of an atheistic mind, but alas, my experiences truly suggests a relationship between my inner and outer world. Communication, almost telepathically, thoughts, prayers, meditations, or plainly speaking, words uttered aloud are heard by not just my ears, but by the matter that exists inside and outside of me. For let us not forget, the word matter means mother. And perhaps this great mother, this fantastic universe, is capable of listening to us and help us birth our ideas, engineer the reality, the dream we want to live. And then the way moving parts, including us, myself, my body, are subsequently choreographed can feel turbulent, as if pushed about by the invisible hands through a hall of mirrors. It's only when we look back, when we take a moment to breathe and rest, that we see our request has taken shape. Although it's sometimes not quite how you imagined, which is why it's good to remind ourselves that, as the Rolling Stones once claimed, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Now, without further ado, a stream of consciousness, a game of improv, where I have to say yes and to myself, to manifest a future for myself and others. Now, bear in mind, all of this fun that you could be having will be different depending on whether you're sober, tipsy, or super high on enhanced California sativa marijuana, or I don't know, just really high on crack. It all depends on who you are today. And so I just wanted to let you know that I'm currently drinking a little glass of wine. So let's do it. All right, okay. I'm gonna get ready. Okay, and action. Oh, oh goodness, I'm on a beach. I love being on the beach, and it's sunny. It's sunny. Oh, but it's the perfect temperature. Oh, isn't that nice? It's not too hot. It's not too cold. No one likes anything that's too much of something. It's just delicious. But I don't even need sun cream because not because the sun isn't strong. The sun is strong today, but just because I've got really powerful skin. Ah, my skin is so powerful. Not like it once used to, because I've got scars all over my body from like surgeons getting in there. Students just got in there, and when they cut my appendix out, they supposedly accidentally cut my intestines, and then they sewed me back up, not realizing that there was an issue. And so they sewed me back up, and then acid was pouring out, and I was digesting myself. Oh, not good, not good. But I taste like chicken. Everything seems to taste like chicken, which is apt because I'm French and the national emblem for the French is a cockerel. So that's why I tasted like chicken. But I am no coward. How dare you say that? I am so brave. Ah, look, I'm on the beach and a crime is happening. I'm coming. And I'm running. God, I don't need to narrate me running. I could just, but I am. I'm letting you know that I'm running towards the crime. Hey, you! Stop it! Ah, good. They listened. That was an easy one to solve. That's good. So that's one thing that's happening in my present moment. I am powerful. I'm so, so much power. God, it's oozing out of me. Not oozing. That's not the right word. But it's, the vibes. I'm so powerful. Watch out. That's me doing some karate moves. Because I'm very powerful. Anyway, oh, hey, Keanu! Keanu Reeves! Sorry, I know I don't need to say your last name because you and I are friends. So we don't need to, I don't need to say the full name. You don't need to call me Eric Lampaert. You can just call me E. Or, as my friends call me, Lamps, my nickname. So, Keanu, how's it going today? Oh, great. Good to hear, Keanu. Love it. Are we still on for next week's hangout? Because I love hanging out with you, and you love hanging out with me. I know you don't want to say it because you're embarrassed, but you and I are pretty much best friends. So are we hanging out next week for our motorbike and hang gliding hangout? Yeah, good. Okay, good. No, you know what? This time pizzas are on me. You know, yes, you know what? I'm generous because I am so rich. Too rich. Or I'm almost too rich. One of the reasons why I have, I don't want to brag, but, you know, between two awesome, cool dudes, I just want to let you know that most of my money actually goes to a charity that I started for single parents. Yeah, no, weirdly, I was not raised by a single parent. I've got two, but my dad was never around. So I don't know. Stop asking me personal questions, Keanu. I love my dad. Just he wasn't around, so I sort of have an appreciation for single parents. And I thought if I'm going to funnel my money somewhere, I think I like the idea of funneling it to people that need a bit of TLC, a little bit of love. So are we still hanging out on with the motorbikes? Good, great. No, your motorbike is in the mechanic store. Well, how about you hop on the back of mine and you can hold on to me? Yeah, you can hold on to me. Cool. All right. No, Tom Cruise cannot come. Fucking no, no, I have no problem with Tom Cruise. I love him, but he goes too far. Like he's always like I want us to like hang glide just over the ocean by the islands, but he like wants to dive straight in a volcano while screaming at some. No, you know what he's like. I don't want to do it. I'm not inviting Tom Cruise. Okay. Oh, sorry, Keanu. I've got a phone call. I've got to go. All right. I'll see you next Tuesday. No, sorry, that's not it's not an acronym. Like, we are hanging out on Tuesday. I'm not saying that you're okay. See you. All right. Bye. I've got to answer the phone, Keanu. Off. Hello. Oh, hello, Tarantino. How's it going? Oh, brilliant. Yes, I read the script, and you know what? You're a very good writer. Well done. Yeah, yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it. I don't listen to Christopher Nolan. He's always banging on about time. At least you're doing stuff that people can relate to, like constant murders. Yeah, yeah, okay. So, am I in your movie? Brilliant. Great. No, yeah, lovely. Yeah, okay, I'm in. All right. Okay, well, just you speak to my agent because I don't do any of that contract stuff. She's very good. My agent's very good. Shout out to Victoria. So, yeah, okay, so you go do what you need to do, Tarantino. I'm in. All right, I'll see you later. Love you. No, you hang up. Okay. Bye. Love you. Bye. Okay. Anyway, back on walking on this hot beach. No, but not too hot. My feet can handle. My feet. I can even walk on hot coals. That's how strong my feet are. And yet, at the same time, when making sweet love with women, um, with human women. Or alien, maybe alien. I don't know. I don't know what's out there. But for now, let's just say human and goddesses. Human and goddesses. Human women and goddesses. When they tickle the under my feet, there's still that sensitive touch. It still feels like I'm almost being tickled. But with hot coals, I can still handle it. So it's quite nice. I get both worlds. As Joseph Campbell says, master of both worlds, and that's what my feet and the rest of the entire body attached to the feet are. Okay, good conversation with myself. Right. So what's next? Oh well. Let's have a quick chat about my health and fitness right now. Oh, so strong. Well done. Don't look too much in the mirror. Don't stop looking at yourself in the reflection, me, because I'm so handsome. My gosh. And don't worry about what people say about your small chin. It's small chin. Some people like a small chin. And don't worry about the fact that you've got huge gums. And you know what? It's not that you've got big gums, it's that you've got small teeth. But when you smile, it does show a lot of gums. But people are into that. Jockeys, for example, are into that. Well, yeah, they like that on their horses, not on their men, which is what I am. I'm a man. I'm a big, big man. But literally, I mean, I am 6'2", 6'3". I'm so tall that when I once was in economy on planes, my knees would sort of hit the front seat. But now, since I'm flying business or first class, sometimes I don't even have to pay for it because the enterprises that I work with, the movie business, they're like, oh, please, can we buy you first class? And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I'm in. And so I love first class. And sometimes the pilots go, what, wait, what? Who's here? Eric? Oh, can we show him the cockpit? And they invite me in the cockpit, and they know that I'm not going to do a 9/11 on them. I'm not into that. I'm not into that 9/11. I'd like to land safely. Oh, but not all the time. Remember that one time when I was in a mid-air explosion, but because I made it out of the explosion mid-air, but I then caught a bag that's a parachute, and what? Oh, there was so much wind, but that didn't affect my eyelids or anything. I was able to see through the wind, through the very fast wind, and I put the parachute on and I landed safely in Jamaica, which is not the destination that I was going in. The plane was supposed to go to Puerto Rico, where I was filming a movie, but um, but I landed in Jamaica, and everyone thought I was dead for like 2 months. But while I was in Jamaica, this woman, beautiful, this beautiful woman who lives in a hut on on the beach, on another beach, not this beach, another beach. She found me going, oh God, I'm in pain from the explosion. And she said, I will tender your needs. She didn't, she had a different accent. But she had a beautiful Jamaican accent. And she was like, come into my hut. And she healed me and gave me some really nice Jamaican food. But she just called it food. She just called it food. For me, it was Jamaican food, but for her, it was just classic food. And and we looked into each other's eyes as if we knew each other from a past life, and just, we didn't even need to speak to one another. We just knew that we loved each other deeply, so we kissed passionately. And then I'm a gentleman. I don't want to reveal too much, but one thing led to another, and I'm a father now. I'm a father. What? No way! Yeah, congratulations! I'm a father. I landed from the explosion into this woman's arms who saved me like a nurse helping a World War II soldier heal from his wounds. She healed me. So we had sex, and then I didn't want to tell the world. I was enjoying my time in Jamaica, and then like a little later, I rang my agent. I went, guess what? I'm still alive. By the way, just so you know, I called my parents first. Says me to myself. I loved speaking to myself on the beach. Active imagination dialogue. That's what Carl Jung says, and that's what I'm doing on the beach. So, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I rang my parents and I told them, don't worry, I'm not dead. And they were like, oh, good news. Well, don't wait. You said that as if you're annoyed that I'm still alive. No, good news. Okay, good. Right. Okay, I'm gonna call my agent quickly because I'm supposed to be on this movie. So she rang my agent. I went, oh, just so you know, I'm still alive. And they went, oh, well, good. But just so you know, bad news. We're not doing that film in Puerto Rico anymore because they're all so sad that you died. But no, tell them I'm still alive. Well, no, I mean they rehired someone else. That's completely fine. Who did they hire? Keanu Reeves. Great news! You know what? He deserves it. He's so good at his job. he's so good that I'm glad my best friend, one of my best friends, Keanu, got the job. Okay, so anyway, so that's the story of how I impregnated a lovely lady. Oh, and by the way, so I gave her my email address, and she emailed me saying, "Hey, just so you know, I'm pregnant." And I'm like, "Oh, well, brilliant! Luckily, I've got loads of money, and so we can do whatever is needed." Um, and so now, you know, we're in love. We're in love. But she's very understanding of my sexual desires and needs. She's like, as long as I am your prime directive, as in like, you know, uh, basically the kind of relationship I want is just two people that are uh, passionate about one another and are aiming towards the same goals, but ultimately can branch out and just do little other little things. And so she knows that because I'm on tour all the time from all the movies I'm making and the stand-up comedy, she knows that sometimes, you know, I'll allow, like a, oh, I'm so generous. I'll allow, because basically sometimes when I do stand-up comedy and I just, kill it, it's standing ovation, sometimes too many standing ovations. And it's like, well, are you faking it? Like, just, you know, sit back down, everyone. So after a show, and I'm in my green room, and then there's a knock on the door, knock, knock, knock. And I go, "Hello, come in." And it's, "Oh, hello." And this woman, sometimes these women with big tits and tattoos, and they're like, "Oh, great show, Eric." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much. Who let you in? Who let you in backstage?" Your security. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. What would you? How can I help? And they come in, and then they say, I just wanted to show you my appreciation. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And then one thing leads to another, and they show their appreciation. And so my Jamaican lass, she knows about this, and she's actually totally fine with it because love is complex. Love is complicated. You know, if we are all one, which we are, then you know it's quite easy to sort of love one another. But she gets way more love. Like she is, you know, we are the tree trunk together, and then we have sort of separate branches and separate roots in a way. So anyway, that's the tangent that I went on, was that I'm very healthy, and therefore I shouldn't look at myself in the mirror too much, because I'm just so bloody handsome. Okay, despite the scars that I have. What else? Oh, I'm so much energy now, which is good, because in my 30s I didn't actually have that much energy, but now lots of energy. Oh, wait, what's that? Another crime. Oh, no. That's the thing. I can solve crimes now really quickly. I'm really I'm really good at getting involved and protecting the world from naughty people. But luckily, it's not just me, because it's hard to do it by yourself. And I've got a whole team. Who's that? Oh, who's that coming in? Oh, it's Vin Diesel in a muscle car. Get him, Vin! Wow, wow. He did a backflip with his muscle car and landed on the assailant, but didn't land on the person that was being kidnapped. Wow, what a powerful. Oh, but the lights went out. An eclipse. It's an eclipse. And it's not because the cat ran into my lights at home. It's a full eclipse. Oh my goodness. But luckily the moon the moon has gone back to where it needs to go. Oh man, that full eclipse was scary. I did, because I didn't realize that was coming. I'm not up to date with calendars. Okay, that's why I have a secretary, Susan. My secretary, Susan. Susan, how are you? Good. How are your loved ones? Oh, good. Susan, thank you for sorting out my calendar, since I'm such a busy boy. Okay, where are we heading tomorrow, Susan? Okay, I've got a meeting with Ari Aster, director, and Patty Jenkins, director. Um, Great, yeah, I'm in their movies, beautiful. Oh, you know what it's like, Susan. Just a classic day of being a legend, being an awesome man. Just so you know, Tuesday, that thing with Keanu is still happening. So don't cross it out. And yeah, so yeah, okay, what am I doing tomorrow? Okay, I've got my psychotherapy class, have I? Yes, because I'm teaching, I'm helping the world now rather than the world helping me. That's right. Um, Oh, did you see that? Did you see Vin Diesel landing on an assailant? It was amazing. It was so good. You know, he loves driving. Um, okay, so okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick nap, Susan. All of this stream of consciousness has got me a little tired. So, Susan, schedule in a nap for right now. To laugh and to live and to love again. Right, Susan? Okay, let's have a little nap. I didn't quite get round to solving your problems, let alone the world's, but I had a good time imagining a life for myself. It was nice to be silly. I don't often leave myself the time to be playful and carefree. I do take things quite seriously, which is sometimes frustrating, but I kind of understand why I do it, and I suppose you can relate to it too. We each have our own problems, and then we have to find the balance to consider the problems of others. And I keep thinking about this phrase that you might have heard of: the only thing necessary for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. It's like, okay, I won't do nothing, I'll do something. But what? What actions could I take? What needs action? Well, there's all the death that keeps happening, right? But not the lovely kind of death. You know, we need death to regenerate us and bring new life, and well, it's just part of time. You know, the leaves fall off the trees in autumn so that spring can come. But I'm talking about the bad deaths, like the genocides, the mass killings, the random stabbings, the school shootings, the drive-bys and the drone strikes, guns, knives, acid attacks, atomic bombs. Then there's all these war crimes: rape, torture, slavery, human trafficking, ethnic cleansing, compulsory displacement, forced famine, corruption, economic exploitation, religious persecution, police brutality, state repression, medical experiments, euthanasia. Although I'm not sure if that's a bad or a good one. But all the other ones, I like to think that, well, I don't like to think that, but the things that I said prior to euthanasia, definitely bad. But euthanasia, is that bad or good? I don't know. I'm actually I think I'm too stupid to know. Sometimes I think about revenge, like, is that bad or good? You know, an eye for an eye. From what I've gathered in stories, revenge is not the way forward. And yet, the Bible also says, for example, honor thy father and thy mother. So if someone was to do something to my parents, what do I forgive? Or am I not human? I'm not saying that, by the way, I'm not saying that's something that's happened. I'm just, these are thought experiments, right? Like I do sometimes think about what I might do if a scenario does happen. And often these ideas that I have, I hope doesn't come to fruition, but I want to be prepared when I have an audition. And then I only have one day to prepare, you know, there's a whole script and I have to learn all these lines, and I want to make sure that these lines flow through me with authenticity, and therefore I have to explore these subjects, not just as an actor, but as a human. And so I think about the world that we are surrounded by, and then, like, I'm simultaneously exploring that because it's my job, and it's also my reality, our reality. Political polarization, misinformation, disinformation, artificial intelligence, deforestation, industrial emission, ozone depletion, ocean acidification, overfishing, coral reef bleaching, glacier melting, polar bear dying, flood warning, hurricane intensifying, earth drying, sandstorm warning, pesticide raining, food crop not growing. Help the humans here, help the humans there, help the young, help the old. What about the middle, huh? They need help too. Hello? Donate to the disabled, the soldiers, the homeless, the mentally unwell, the dogs and the cats and the endangered species. That tree's being cut down. How about someone do something about that f***ing tree being cut down? this roof needs fixing, and well, sorry, no, I can't donate because this month's rent is due and I can't afford it because the cost of living is in crisis. And what about all the space debris? You didn't think about all the space debris, did you? No, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that needed my attention. Well, it's people like you that make me sick. You and your kind are the problem, acting like you don't know the huge problem about space debris. I'm sorry! I'll add it to the list. Apparently, the only thing necessary for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. So yeah, okay, I'll do something. I just don't know what needs my attention. And for now, being silly was needed, is needed. Certainly for me. And sometimes it brings me joy to think that being silly helps others who are burdened by their responsibilities. And I'm trying to find the balance between being silly and knowing that absurdity and that joy in being a clown is useful, while simultaneously being frustrated that I am given that role. The fool. Sometimes it's nice to be laughed with. Sometimes it's okay to be laughed at. Most times it's kind of exhausting being laughed at. So I'm trying to find that balance within myself, and then I have to exist in a society with others. And I'm just trying to find a way to be useful. Maybe my next stream of consciousness can be around solving your problems, because I would love to be able to help others, you know? So message me, email me, surfingchaoschannel@gmail.com. And the info is in the description. Like, what problems do you have? Like, how could I be of assistance? Like, and I'm talking like, be it serious or silly. It's often hard to do things by yourself. So let's workshop, let's brainstorm together. Genuinely, what's on your mind? Be it for yourself or others, what are you tormented about? I wish you luck on your journey. Dreaming big is messy, but it's a beautiful thing, believe me. Sometimes it feels like I'm on top, shouting, I'm the king of the world! And other times I'm stuck in a gutter thinking, oh shit, I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. But that's the thing about reaching for the stars. You've got to embrace both the triumphs and the stumbles. It's not easy. Life throws these curveballs. And it's like, come on, get those out of here. And then you get angry and you get sometimes in trouble. And it's like, hey, come on, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. And it's chaos. And you're just trying to hold on, shouting, come on, I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here. But the truth is, even in those moments, you're moving forward. To live. To love. Love is the fuel that keeps the dream alive. It's not just romance, it's connection, courage and care. Love is ethereal and strange and, dare I say, metaphysical. It's those quiet moments when someone says, you add me at hello. It's being bold enough to ask, why don't you come up sometime and see me? Or honest enough to say, love means never having to say you're sorry. This whole journey, dreaming big, living boldly, loving deeply. It's not predictable. Someone's mama once said, life is like a box of chocolates and a nice Chianti. You never know what you're gonna get. But that's what makes it worth it. So carpe diem. Seize the day. Make your lives extraordinary. Take the risks. Embrace the love. And when it feels like you're out of place, like we're not in Kansas anymore, remember, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be growing, reaching, dreaming. Because at the end of it all, this is just a story. There is an ending. And as we part ways today, let me say, may the Force be with you. And may you always find the stuff that dreams are made of. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth, because I'm ready for my close-up. I'll leave you with just over 10 minutes of meditative music for you to take a moment for yourself to focus on your breath, to forget about everything outside of the walls you're surrounded by, to forget, even briefly, breathe, about everything outside your own body. Breathe in, just your breath. Breathe out. To hear the thoughts you have, acknowledge them, thank them, and return to your breath so that even your thoughts, breathe in, existed outside of you. Just for a moment, and breathe out. Breathe out. Just to be. To be. Breathe in. Even briefly. Until next time. And breathe out. Hasta la vista, baby. Breathe in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe out.